Hi everybody, Scott Eblin here at the Video Book Club for this week. You know, a lot of my clients lately, I can think of a couple in particular, are going through mergers or acquisitions this summer. They're bringing two organizations together for a greater good, and that's always the hope, of course, in an acquisition. But the fact is, acquisitions fail quite frequently. Actually, they fail more than they succeed over the long run. And one of the biggest reasons for that is the cultures between the two companies that are merging in an acquisition just don't fit. So what can we do to predict that in advance and make adjustments as we need to ensure that the cultures fit? Well, we've got some great ideas on how to do exactly that in this week's Video Book Club selection. It's called the Corporate Culture Survival Guide. It's by Edgar Schein, who is, I think, emeritus status at MIT. He is, I think, the godfather, or one of the godfathers, certainly, of organizational development theory. The Corporate Culture Survival Guide is the book. And here is the very simple model that Schein suggests we use when evaluating a corporate culture or how two corporate cultures might merge together. It's a three-step process. Pretend that you're an archaeologist and you're looking for the artifacts. That's the first step. What are the artifacts, the visible signs of a culture in an organization? It could be the way that people dress, it could be the level of formality or informality that they use in dealing with each other, the way they use language, whether or not they have reserved parking spaces in the parking lot, any number of things on artifacts that you can visibly observe. And then, step two, we're looking for the espoused values of the organization. And that's about how do they say they do the work? What's important to them? And look for formal written documents with corporate values written down, or look at the videos from the senior leadership about how things get done and how they say things get done. Any number of things around espoused values. And then finally, look for the unwritten rules of the road. How do things really get done? And you might talk to people and ask them that question. How do things really get done around here? And so when you have some artifacts that you've identified, some espoused values that you've identified, and you've put your finger on the unwritten rules of the road, you compare those three and ask yourself, how much alignment is there across these three domains? It's really simple, right? Schein makes the point, and I agree with him, pretty much anybody can do that. You don't need a really expensive consultant to come in and tell you what your value is, or your culture is. You don't need a very expensive survey, because what are you surveying on anyway? Just go in and look for the artifacts, the espoused values, and the unwritten rules of the road. It's all outlined in Edgar Schein's Corporate Culture Survival Guide. It's a great way to assess your existing culture, and it's a great way to predict and adjust, if you need to, how two cultures might come together through a merger or an acquisition. So that's this week's tip from the Video Book Club, Corporate Culture Survival Guide by Edgar Schein. I think you're going to like it. It's been a valuable book to me over the years. I hope you have a great week coming up, and we'll see you next week on the Video Book Club.